Hi everyone, so I'm out for a walk. I guess this is going to kind of be like a usual thing now. Maybe we'll make it daily at some point. So I'm walking and I'm thinking, I'm having all of these thoughts while I'm moving forward and wondering if this might actually be a good moment to share them with some of you. And I'm going uphill. So forgive me for breathing a little hard. I gotta slow down. These legs are still too new for me. But I was talking to somebody yesterday and it was about PTSD and how difficult it is to treat and how so many of our veterans are being sent to psychotherapy because the physicians have no idea what's wrong or they can't see what's wrong. Sometimes it can be really perplexing, right? Because maybe the veteran didn't even get deployed. And there's a study that I don't know if a lot of you are aware of, the PhD study. Well, the one thing is that you have all of these vets that are diagnosed and it's clinically, it has clinical presentation, but half of them were never even deployed or saw something traumatic or experienced anything traumatic, which of course is relative to so many of us. But here's the deal. The one common denominator that they all did have is that they were sent to boot camp. And we're talking, up to 4 years in service of randomized concussions over time, high impact concussions from things like weaponry, gunfire, explosions, airplane engines, truck engines, decibel impact concussions from jumping out of airplanes, even the wind. And so when this happens, I think what's being missed a lot of the time is the autoimmune nature of the response that the brain can have to when it's feeling as though it's being attacked or accosted in some way. And so what it does is it can literally attack itself. And the way that it does that is through inflammation. So what comes with inflammation? Scar tissue, pressure building up within the brain. And so what Sean Berman did is he took these veterans and he scanned their brains. They all lit up in the same areas. And then he took some rats and he put them in a clinical setting with highly concussive randomized sounds over time. Oh my God, I can never get it right. Highly randomized. I guess so. Okay, so highly concussive randomized sounds over time. And then he did scans of the rats' brains. And guess what? They all lit up in the exact same places that the veterans' brains did. Isn't that interesting? Okay, so now we can see that there is a response within the brain, inflammation, due to these kind of invisible concussions. Then he did a mesenchymal stem cell transplant with the mice as well as the vets. And within 6 weeks, majority of the symptoms anyway, dissipated for the vets and the mice. The agitation, the fight or flight symptoms seemed to go away. But then they scanned the brains again and showed that the inflammation in those areas of the brain had gone away too. So you have veterans that have a physiological, mechanical condition going on inside of their brains, which is being diagnosed as PTSD. But it's a physical condition, but they're being treated with psychotherapy, or that it's psychosomatic, or it's in their head. Well, yeah, it's in their head, fit literally in their head. So we have these solutions available because the way that stem cells work is they are like the nuclear bomb of anti-inflammatories. Now think of toxic exposure. So toxic exposure, you breathe it in your lung. Oh, look, there's a squirrel. He's so cute. So you have toxic exposure where not only are you breathing in all of these toxins, but your skin is respiring it as well. And that's the largest organ in the body. And so how does the body respond? Massive systemic inflammation, especially within the brain. There's this thing called the blood-brain barrier, And so toxins can literally filter through your entire system and into the brain. You have various elements now that are causing massive systemic inflammatory conditions within the nervous system, plus within the brain. When you have inflammation within the brain, it puts pressure on certain areas of the brain, the hypothalamus, which is kind of like the control, isn't it the control center for involuntary functions, like, let's see, regulating your heart. So you can end up being exposed to toxins or these randomized sounds that are concussive and end up with a heart arrhythmia. So some of our guys have a resting heart rate of 200, 250. I spoke with one veteran during our intake, and his resting heart rate had gone up to 300 at one point, and he was sitting. So then they send our vets to a cardiologist, right? Got to see what's going on with the heart. And they can't see anything wrong, so it must be in their head. Yes, it's in their head. It's in the hypothalamus gland, which is why the body's not able to function properly. So many of the involuntary functions are being sleep apnea, you know? And so chronic pain, y'all, it's not just pain that won't go away. It's a highly centralized systemic autoimmune disease of the nervous system. And it's due to something very, very real. And it's an autoimmune disease, much like PTSD can be. I'm not saying that PTSD is all mechanical in the brain. It's not. The brain is a fickle beast it has many ways of manifesting trauma. And whatever the trauma may be, I think that we need to get rid and walk away from trauma just being something emotional or just being something that's physical or physically traumatizing. It's a mixture of many elements that we need to start looking at in a multidisciplinary approach for our vets and start creating the right programs for our vets that include massive therapeutic anti-inflammatory solutions. And often these are found in the alternative realm, in the orthobiologic realm. And that's a whole other walk. So sorry for my runny nose. I'm very excited to be out walking. And again, for those of you that don't really know the story, I was in a wheelchair for 8.5 years, and I'm sure that's in my bio somewhere. But love to everybody. I hope that was a little bit of information for today. Some people do these things, putting on makeup. I do it while I'm walking now. Okay, actually, because when I was in a wheelchair, I couldn't exactly hold the phone and record while I went forward. But have a great day, everyone. And I look forward to posting this and getting some feedback, right? Our website is veteransinpain.org, and feel free to comment, message me if you need help. If you're a veteran and you need help, go to veteransinpain.org to our veterans tab and fill out steps 1 through 3. Submit that, and we'll get back to you. And physicians as well, if you want to apply as a volunteer physician for our national network providing and facilitating orthobiologic and alternative solutions to veterans suffering from chronic pain, go to veteransinpain.org and click on our physicians application. Okay, I said physicians, right? All right, have a great day, everybody. Beautiful Saturday. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.